All right, welcome back. We are doing some contradictions here. I'm doing some research for a class that I'm teaching. So I'm here on webarchive.org and bibviz.com. So you wanna make sure you go to the web archive version of it because the modern version, I think it leads to some bad site or so. I'm not sure. I forget. I clicked on it one time and then was like, I'm not going to be here. So again, what I'm doing is I'm doing an experiment where I am simply looking at the material and I'm picking at random and seeing if I can explain these things. Again, they did a really good job. I love this setup. I think it's really, really cool. But let's click on another random one. All right. So last time we saw respect. This one, I don't know what we're going to deal with. We're going to do, it's okay to call someone a fool. So Psalm 14:1, the fool had said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. Now, what I want you to know, if you are a father giving advice to your children and you're saying there is a group of people who are foolish, there are a group of people who are fools, don't be like them, and here's what they act like. Or if you're saying, hey, here are scorners, here's what they look like, don't act like them. That's different than looking at a specific person and saying, you are a fool. All right, so there is a level of the Bible is going to define someone as a fool, and it's going to be based on their works. It's going to be based on their heart attitude. That's key, heart attitude. You can't see someone's heart attitude, and what it's going to do is it's going to lay that out for you, and it's going to say, okay, we're going to call this group of people who act like this foolish or fools. So Psalm 53:1, a fool has said in his heart, there is no God. Okay, so it's saying there are certain descriptions that make someone a fool, but then you get into the Matthew 23 again. Who's talking? Jesus. He's God. He has the right to judge someone's heart. Okay, so he is making some statements here. He says, "You fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gold or the temple that sanctifies the gold." So what he's saying is people will swear by the gold in the temple, and he's like, what is better to do, that or the temple itself? Like, you're so caught up on the wealth and the things in the temple that you forget the God who the temple's built for. Anyway, Luke 11:40, you fools, did not he that made that which is without make that which is within also. Okay, again, look at the context of these things, and you can click on these things and view context. They seem to ignore those. Then he said unto him, O fools and slow in heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken. And he's drawing attention to this idea that they are acting foolishly. They are foolish. Okay, now let's hop down because there's one verse, just one, where he is saying it is okay to call someone a fool. So Matthew 5:22. Sorry, it's not okay. Matthew 5:22. But I say unto you, whosoever is angry with his brother without cause shall be in danger of the judgment. Whoso shall say unto his brother Raca shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say thou fool shall be in danger of hellfire. So again, it's not saying like, ooh, you say these specific words and you go to hell. It's an idea of you're judging the moral character of someone to the point where you are more or less condemning them as a fool. You just got to be very careful with this. And you notice he's talking about whosoever is angry with his brother, and whosoever shall say to his brother, and whosoever shall say the fool. Okay, so you're talking to a brother, okay, and the application that could be made now would be a brother in Christ, and you're saying you are a foolish person, which you look at some of the characteristics of a fool. That's not a good thing to say to a fellow Christian. And he's saying you are in danger if you do that. Now, if we click on the context, which is right here, I appreciate them making this link, and we'll see what happens when I click this context link. And so again, it you've got a collection of different versions if you really really want it. But again, he's talking. He says, "In seeing the multitudes, he went up into the mountain, and when he was set, his disciples came unto him, and he opened his mouth and he taught them, saying, Blessed are the poor in spirit." So he's giving what are known as Beatitudes, some of these essentials of a godly life. He goes down through the rest of it. You are the salt of earth, but if the salt hath lost its savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is henceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and trodden under foot. Ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it on a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So he's talking about your testimony. He's talking about how you behave toward the world without. And again, he's laying this all down. Okay, so he goes and he says, "You have heard it been said." Okay, so he's saying, these traditions have come down to you. Don't kill, but I say, whosoever shall, basically be angry with his brother is in danger. So he's talking about thou shalt not kill, and whoever shall kill shall be in danger of the judgment. But I say unto you, and so he's kind of correcting their thinking because they're just like, I can be as mad as I want, I can do all the bad things I want. As long as I don't kill him, I'm okay. And he's like, oh, hold on, your heart attitude is what's wrong here. And so he's saying, if you're someone who is going to come and you're going to start throwing curses and slander at someone, you're actually well on the way of being in danger yourself. And he goes, if you say, if you're angry at your brother without a cause, you shall be in danger of the judgment. And whosoever shall say Raka, you shall be in danger of the council. And whosoever shall say thou fool, you shall be in danger of hellfire. So throwing around these insults frivolously and you don't have anything to back him up. You notice he's not saying whoever is angry at his brother, it's angry without a cause, like a just reason to be angry. And it says, therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and you remember that thy brother has aught against thee, leave there thy gift before the altar, and go thy way. First be reconciled to thy brother, and then come up and offer thy gift. Agree with thine adversary quickly whilst thou art in the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison. Verily I say unto you, thou shalt by no means come out thence, till thou hast paid the utmost farthing. So again, he's adding and kind of updating the rules because they had corrupted them with their traditions. So he's saying, if you have a hard attitude that's very judgmental of these things, be careful. You're in danger yourself. So that's a second contradiction that we just kind of looked at, and it turns out when you look at the context, it's not a contradiction at all.